Alright guys, what's going on? So it's a nice and cool 109 degrees out here in Las Vegas today. I felt like smoking up some ribs, so that's what I'm gonna do. So stick around, check it out. Here we go. Alright, so what you see here is a full slab of some spare ribs that I dried off with some paper towels. All I'm gonna do is trim this down to St. Louis cut. So basically what that is you have the breastbone right here, which I'm gonna slice off. Then all you do is just slice the rib tips off across. You have a smaller, more compact rib. It's gonna cook up quicker because obviously the larger piece of meat you throw on the grill is gonna take longer to cook. So I'm gonna get this trimmed up and season it up, and here we go. All I'm doing is looking at this last bone right here as your guideline and just slicing straight across. Got this big ass chunk of meat. You could save it for stock, but it's a lot of fat, a lot of cartilage. I'm just gonna toss it out. Got this skirt, this flat meat right here. Just slice that off. That's just gonna burn up. So what I'm gonna do is make a line across like that, across the very top of the ribs as your little guideline. I'm gonna save these for some gourmet dog treats. I'm gonna smoke these up. Some good meat right there. I'm gonna take this last rib off. Then at the very end here, you have some loose, thinner meat that's probably just gonna burn up and dry out. So I'm gonna kinda find where the bone is, like right there, and just take that off. I'll smoke that up too, give it to the dogs. Then what you have is some St. Louis cut ribs right there. And I would say like 95% of the time I always take the membrane off, but I'm just being lazy today, and all I'm gonna do is just score these like that. You don't even have to do that. I never even notice a difference whether I take the membrane on or off, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so for the rub, I'm throwing on these ribs. I got some caldo de tomate, which is basically tomato bouillon. Got some MSG, got a nice amount of saltiness in there. I don't like too much sweetness on any barbecue that I really do. I don't mind it on pork, but I'm trying to do more savory rub, a little bit more saltiness with this. And I'm gonna throw some sweetness on the end when I wrap it up. So, a little sprinkle of this. I got that Meat Church fajita rub I've been using for a while. I like the flavor of this. I'm gonna go with that. And then I'm gonna hit it with some coarse ground 16 mesh black pepper at the end, just for a little more pepperiness. And that's gonna be it. No binder on these ribs. You could throw mustard or oil or whatever the hell you want to put on there. Just, you know, it's a good amount of moisture on there. It's gonna be okay. But I'm just doing a little sprinkle of this bouillon just because it's pretty salty. I'm not gonna overdo it. Alright guys, so as you can see we're like right at 300 degrees. It's running kind of hot, but I'm just going to throw these ribs on. We get these ribs on here. Yeah, I'm going to let the temperature kind of just settle down between 250 and 275. I'm going to run it like that. I'm just going to cook these until they're tender, which is basically all you got to do. It's probably going to be about a 5-hour cook, I'm thinking. I might spritz these, you know, if they get a little dry around the edges, then you could spritz them, but not even using a water pan or anything like that. It should be okay. So I'm gonna shut this down, give it like an hour and a half, I'll check back. I don't know how well the clouds are coming through, but they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning. So hopefully we don't get rained out. I think we should be okay. Barely rains here in Vegas, but we will find out. Alright guys, this is about an hour and a half into the cook. Got the fire going right there. Everything's holding steady. We're at just above 250, 275 about. Got a little color on the ribs, as you can see. There's a tiny bit of pullback on the bones, starting to kind of render the fat a little bit. I'm not even gonna spritz these. They look dry, but they're gonna be all right. I'm just gonna let these roll probably for another 45 minutes and check back. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of like a makeshift barbecue sauce. I got some Lane's barbecue sauce, about a half bottle. I'm gonna use, it's called Lil Spicy. I mean, it kind of has a kick to it, but not really. Some honey I'm gonna throw in there for some sweetness. If I had brown sugar, I'd use that, but that's all I got. And then I got a can of some Chipotle salsa. I'm gonna use most of that, maybe not all of it, but I'll just eyeball it. And then I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna cut it down with some apple cider vinegar, just to give a little bit of a tanginess to it. I don't like too sweet, like I already said before, so I'm just gonna taste it and just see how I like it. If you're gonna make your own, just do it how you like. And that's it. Really simple. Just the barbecue sauce in the pot. I'm gonna use about 80% of this Chipotle salsa. A couple tablespoons, maybe a little bit more of this honey. Just gonna mix all that up. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. I like more of a runny sauce more than, you know, some people like that thick sweet sauce. I'm not really into that, so this is pretty loose. That's it. Just heat that up, let it simmer just for a few minutes, incorporate the flavors, and throw it on the ribs. So it's been just about 3.5 hours on the smoke. As you can see, this is what we're looking like. Got some nice color and some smoke on there. We're running about 250 to 275, give or take. So all I'm gonna do is to speed up the cooking process. I mean, you could leave these on the smoker and cook them till they're tender, but I'm gonna take a little bit of that barbecue sauce. I'm gonna pour a layer on the bottom, put it meat side down, and pour another layer of the sauce over the top of the bones, and then wrap them up and throw them back on the smoker. So now that these are wrapped in foil, what you could do is just throw them in the oven and cook them at like 300 degrees just to speed through the process. But I already have the fire going on the smoker, so I'm gonna throw them on there. And basically what you're looking for finished ribs is a little bit of disintegration on the bone side to where you can see the bones starting to peek through. And then you can also see the fat render to where the bones are pulling back from the meat on the sides of the ribs. And you can always just pick them up, and if they're cracking on top and they're feeling super tender, then you know they're done. And it's all subjective, so whatever you like whatever kind of tenderness you like, that's how you should eat them. Some people like them falling off the bone, super mushy, and some people like them a little more bite to them. But obviously you don't want anything super tough and chewy. So, you know, cook them how you like. I'm gonna throw them back on the smoker and I'll show you the end result. Can't forget the little gourmet dog treats. So there it is, guys. Easy ribs. Total cook time is probably like 5.5 hours. So 3.5 hours on the smoke, then I wrap it for the rest of the time. You see the good bite through? These came out way better than the last rib cook I did. If you saw the video, then you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not even gonna go there. When you saw that easy little barbecue sauce I did, added a ton of flavor to the ribs, a little bit of sweetness, but not too sweet.
That's it, guys. Just get whatever you're gonna barbecue, set it at a consistent temperature, cook it till it's tender. That's all you gotta do. These came out really good. Give them a try. Make some barbecue. Have a good time. Peace out. Drink some beers. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.